just like plug out valves, scrambling. I working at a news agency too, but I don't ask my boss if he want any journalists and I'll let you know going on.
Planning to look at how we definitively solve issues of flooding, drainage and irrigation systems that take water out directly from the backlands, the savannas, to the Atlantic, similar to what we did at flooding. There's a major infrastructural and job creation plan that we are laying out for this region that we hope that will get kicking, that will generate lots more jobs. We're shifting the packaging plant from Enmore, the sugar packaging plant, to Albion and to Blaymont. We're reopening Rose Hall. Already at Rose Hall, we've rehired about 2/3 of the people, nearly 600 of the 900 or so who were laid off by APNU. Here we've rehired some people too, but a small percentage at the Skeldon factory. So we have a major plan to roll out for the region. This here is going to help people across the region, but it would also, we are hoping that you will find better paying and more lucrative opportunities in these other areas and that you'll be prepared for it. I'm now going to outline to you what our master vision is at the national level, because power, many people ask, like the last time we were here, two things, roads and lights. People wanted lights in the area. And we set aside $4 billion in this year's budget for roads in this region. We've sent back Minister Edgehill. He's gone into Little Africa, Little India, Crabwood Creek, 54, 74, NDC, all these villages, Hampshire, and in Albion, in Kanji, all the areas, because the roads are in a bad state. This year we're going to do 300 roads in the region, cost of $4 billion, and it might even cost more, because on the main road, this main road here, we have $8 billion in the budget. We're going to do a 4-lane from starting this year from Crabwood Creek all the way to New Amsterdam. The problem is that the carriageway is too narrow to do 4 lanes. So we'd have to now settle for an 8-feet extension in the width of the road. And so we're now awarding a contract to remove all the water mains and the electricity poles off the roadway, so we can start hopefully by the end of this year, next year, to pave the entire road all the way through. Major plans for the region, major plans for this region, upgrading roads and water supply. We have new treatment plants for the region to upgrade the quality of water supply, job creating initiatives, healthcare, education, all of these initiatives. I'm just rushing through them quickly, so you just get a brief picture, a glimpse. Power supply is crucial. We were going to build a hydro. By 2017, that hydropower should have started functioning. APNU killed it. They killed the hydro, did not go ahead and install any new plant power plant, fossil fuel or otherwise, to fill the gap in the growth in demand for fuel, for electricity. And then even shut down the cogen facility here that was supplying some power to the system. So now we came back into government, that's why they did it in the 5 years. We have the demand now at the national level is very close to installed capacity. Every time we lose one generating set, you start having blackouts and it's not stable. So people ask a lot for lights in their communities, and we barely are struggling now to get enough power to supply people's homes. Now we have a plan to fix this, and we've been working in earnest aggressively in the last couple of years to roll this out. And this has been part of our manifesto. So before the end of this year, you will see Skeldon start construction, about 35 megawatts of solar power in regions 6, 10, and 2. About 10 megawatts will come to this region. Then we're working on a major power plant of the gas to energy project that will go out to tender soon to the pre-qualified bidders, maybe in the next 2 weeks. We're hoping by 2024, that major power plant, we would not have to then import oil to power electricity because the oil prices are high. We use our own gas. We'll be able to start generating 300 megawatts, not 130 where the national demand is 130. So we'll have a lot of power, and we'll be able to cut the price to the consumer by 50%. So we're trying to address that. At that time, we'll have enough power to power all the street lights that you need in the communities and stuff. It's by 2024. And then we also have from the NGL facility to liquefy, to dry the gas, the liquids like cooking gas, enough cooking gas to supply the country 3 times over. We have to start exporting. Now we import all the cooking gas, and with the prices going up, it's affecting a lot of people. So there are lots of other plans that we're working on that have an impact on your lives that today I'm not going to mention too much. I just wanted to say that this initiative is about, we're working for the government now. Now many of you complain that government, when you go to government offices, people don't do a good job, they're hopeless, they don't pay attention, they're fixing, they're on their phone or doing something else, and you don't get good attention. So you're now going to be working for the government, so don't do the same thing. In the 10 days that you're working, make sure you're alert and you serve people for those 10 days, wherever you're placed. So now you can't complain about them. You have a chance to act differently. And by you acting that way, demonstrate that what they were doing. So don't try to skip the work or skip it and all of that. We expect 10 days of good work from you for the $40,000 that you get paid. We expect that. And we want to do it in a manner that helps the communities. So we're not going to, if there is a daycare in the area, we can assign some people to the daycare. We can assign some to hospitals, to different places, so that are not very far from their homes. We're trying to place you so you don't have to travel long distances to the question of your cost. So the ministry and the NEC and the others, I know many of you have low opinions of many of these local government bodies, but you have a chance to change how the people see these bodies by working in their assignment, being assigned to these areas. So you can't complain too much in that regard. But I'm extremely pleased that we are going forward with this. This is just important for our people. I really want to urge you to study, to make full use. The oil and gas sector, you hear a lot. If you open the newspapers, you have 100 different opinions. Now, and a lot of seeming lies. So one guy said, some Sanzillo or something, he's in the Kaishore News, he's a specialist. and he had a whole pile of thing about what we must use oil money for. We must use it based on what the IMF says. If we do that, our people would be poorer in the future than ever. He wants us to use it to pay down the debts, although our debt figure is one of the lowest in the world now. Our debt, external debt to GDP is 16%. In the United States, it's over 100%. In Europe, it's 88%. But they want us to pay down the debt, so it's counterproductive. Secondly, he wants us to use the money to close the fiscal deficit. So that means we can't build the roads and the hospitals and the schools of the future. So how are we going to diversify the economy and create jobs in the non-oil sector? So I said at the last meeting, press conference I had, that this is lunacy. Obviously, they were offended by it. So today I saw in the newspapers, he said, either the budget is wrong or Jagdeo is wrong, because Jagdeo said that there'd be about $2 billion a year coming in. So, and the budget has only about $350 million. So I've been pointing out that at this point in time, that is the money that is flowing in. I made it clear that the 4 FPSOs that we have already licensed would result in us producing about 800,000 barrels per day in the future by 2026. At that time, if you calculate at $50 per barrel, our 14.5% shares will be equivalent to $2 billion. That's 2026. So clearly, he misunderstood even something as simple as this. So we need to be guard against what you hear a lot, the populistic. And people who are in the Kaicho, for example, the Glenn from the Kaicho News says, we're so rich we should stop working now. Right, and give the people $1 million. He and Apnu want to give every Guyanese $1 million per year. So that works out to 5,000 US dollars. 800,000 people by 5,000, that's 4 billion. We are collecting 350 million, but we have to give out 4 billion, nearly 12 times more than what we collect. It's nonsense. And people buy that because they say free money, $1 million a year, I like going now. Stupid, utterly stupid. And this passes off for analysis. They get some French guy to come and talk a lot of nonsense. We have to save some of the money for the future. We made that clear in the manifesto. We've outlined what we'll save for the future. Some has to be put in world-class education and health for our people. We want our people to have the best education and health, so that if you have healthy, educated people, and we create opportunities for diversification, we can then, in the non-oil and gas sector, not only take up the jobs there, but create more employment, which are more sustainable in the other sectors. This is, in a nutshell, the philosophy. So please guard against things that you read sometimes, and you have to read between the lines yourself. A lot of it is politically determined and politically oriented. It sounds popular to say give every. Like Apnu had promised in 2015 they would double old age pension in 1 month. In the 5 years they didn't do it, but in 1 month they were going to do it. So again, we hear a new set of problems. Well, sugar workers know that. 20% increase, no closure. Jatan and Nagamutu at whim. Or PPP was lying about closing estates, that they would never close a single estate. Well, you saw the result of that. They told the rice farmers, $9,000 a bag for barley. Then Rangers said, oh, it's not our business. That is the thing. You never see us promise things lightly, but when we make a promise, we'll deliver. And you check every manifesto from 1990s to now, the things we put in here, and we worked on them. We worked on them. That is the difference. So the new set of promise now, oh, everybody will get $1 million. Never mind, you can't fund it. This is what I'm talking about. We need to guard against. And so I hope that all of you will read for yourself. That's crucial. If we want to go where we know we want to be, then every one of you has to play a part, but it has to be a productive, studied approach. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. I hope that you make good use of this opportunity. In 6 months' time, I'll come back and I'll try to find out how we're doing. So we'll talk again in 6 months. Now, many of you may be here and you want to raise issues with me of a personal nature. So I can't remember at the last meeting if 50 people raised issues with me. I can't remember. When I go back to Georgia, I have a whole different agenda. The only way we can help you is if you help us today to help you. By giving your name and number to the people at the desk there. This is outside of the registration. Anybody who has a personal issue, NIS, anything that you want, land issue, water, electricity, whatever, you give your name and number. We've set up a unit at the office of the president. He'll call you, find out what your issue is, and then follow. Because no use you tell me here, I can't remember everything you tell me. So please utilize that opportunity once you finish registering. And look at this over there at that desk. Look at the desk there. They have several people over there, and some of you are here. Right, these guys here. So give them your name and number, and who wants a personal issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, buddy.